We live. We live. We live.
What's up? What's up?
Let's let the team in. Recording is now in progress in case you didn't know. For those not in the know, what's the deal? Happy Monday. It's December 20th, 2021. And just like that, the year is over.
Yeah, no, it's not over yet.
Not yet. I mean, it's still some work to do.
Yet.
Yeah.
If you're a hustler, you're still hustling.
Shout out to everybody that's locked in with us, who's been locked in with us all year.
Yeah.
This is an ode to you.
If you're a hustler, you're still hustling. You know that. It's never over until the fat lady sings. I believe we got 11 more days left. So, true scrambler's going to scramble to the end. But we definitely have a lot to talk about, a lot to look back on. It's been a tremendous year. A lot happened this year. So first and foremost, thank you guys for your support. As you always say, man, we greatly appreciate it. Definitely would not be in the position that we're at now if it wasn't for you guys. So we never take that for granted. We, really, really appreciate you so much. So thank you. Thank you first and foremost. I want to kind of set the tone before we even get into it. Is just saying thank you to everybody for their support, for championing Market Mondays and making it the cultural phenomenon, the global phenomenon that it has become. What's up, brother?
What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. How you feeling? That's the question.
Man, I got the Space Jam juice ready. The Mike had in Game 6 when they had the flu game.
Yeah, man.
I'm good, man. I appreciate y'all.
Nah, it's all good, man. Good to see you, man. I know you feeling under the weather right now, so appreciate you taking the time out to come. I told you ain't have to come, but I appreciate the valiant effort of showing up.
Anything that I'm part of, I got to show up for. So, it's part of the game. So I don't know many people who would have. So when everybody like, man, if I had Market Mondays, I would. Let's see. I don't know if you would.
Sounds good.
It sounds great.
Yeah. No pineapple juice tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Just some organics.
Yeah. So
just good green juice.
Yeah, for sure. So if anybody doesn't know, obviously, he's under the weather right now. So, he's definitely doing a Michael Jordan flu game. So, we're gonna talk about some stuff, drop some gems, but just keep that in mind. And more importantly,
that's a nice hat you got on, by the way.
Thank you. You know what?
Ralph needs to call. Go ahead.
Yes, Ralph, what's up?
Hey, please call.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind, and stay safe out here. Wash your hands, mask up, and just be careful. We
anybody else I meet in public, don't ever ask me to take my mask off again to take a picture. Not gonna happen.
The day's over.
This is being real. You being brand new? Yes. No. Sorry.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
Never again in life. I'm sorry.
Mask and Scully from now on.
14 feet away.
Please. At least.
Yeah, it's real out here, man. So prayers up to everybody who was going through anything. We know that they calling it Omarion out in the streets. Anybody that is battling Omicron or Omnicon. Or whatever, COVID, it's serious, man. So please be safe. I know a lot of people are going home to their families, or got a lot of kids in school that are coming home and going to be visiting family. So just be safe, man. Mask up, wash your hands, do everything that we did at the start of this thing. And hopefully everybody can fight through it and have a glorious holiday and New Year.
Yeah, for sure. So we're gonna jump into it. It's jam-packed. This is the last Market Mondays of the year. Yeah. So we're gonna take next week off. So you got 51 episodes to go back from this year and do some homework, do some research, and take some time, recharge, spend some time with your family.
Lock in on your portfolio.
And yes. And we will be back in 2022, bigger and stronger than ever. More surprises.
Yeah, I think January 3rd we'll be back.
Yeah, reloaded. We reloaded.
Oh, we got some new additions to it too.
So that's the
we both got our boards ready.
Like
John Little beats.
No fridge break.
That's the first thing. And Shout out to MG, the mortgage guy. This is the last week for Earn Your Leisure also for this year. So we have a jam-packed week. Tomorrow's episode, we brought it back to the essence.
Guess who?
Of how it all started, with just me and Troy. So tomorrow's episode is me and Troy, no guest, and we going just straight gym session. We talked about how we saved over $200,000 in taxes. So we gave him some tax strategies. We gave a dope story time. If you're day one, you know about story time.
Here's a little story that must be told.
Yeah, we talk about our merch and the evolution of the merch and our plans for that, business model behind that. We talk about marketing. So, yes.
Mike added all the marketing stuff out.
Hold on, I got a request. I want to give a huge shout out. I'm gonna just do a huge shout out really quickly. I just came from my daughter's winter concert and she did an amazing job. They said she's in the car listening to Market Mondays. Daddy loves you. You did an amazing job, Jay. Amazing job. Love you.
So proud of you.
Shout out to Jordan.
You're amazing.
So yes, everybody that says, when y'all guys gonna get back to doing it how y'all used to do it, we took it back. We took it back to the essence, man.
Yo, it was fun, man.
I had a lot of fun with that.
It was crazy. Like that's the first episode we've actually done down here together, and it was like that was easy.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. So maybe we'll do more of those in 2022. And on Wednesday, that's our last open enrollment of the year. So, open enrollment is an EY University class that's on YouTube. So we're going to do an open enrollment class for option trading for beginners. Taught by none other than the Dean of Students for EYL University, Troy. Troy himself will be teaching a class with my boy Lawrence.
That's gonna be fun.
And I know you got a presentation put together.
Oh, we're gonna have some fun. Listen,
Jumbotron material.
I might do a little Jumbotron action, but this one's really for the people who, like, when we talk options, they are very confused. And so this is like the basics. We're gonna get you introduced to what it looks like, what the terms mean. It's gonna be a whole lesson. I'm going back into teacher mode.
Yeah,
I'm going back into teacher mode.
That should be fun. Troy's a teacher at heart, so that's gonna be a Wednesday at 8:00 on YouTube. And then Thursday for Assets Over Liabilities, our last show for that season, for season 1, is with our boy T.I. Shout out to Tip.
T.I.
That's going to be a legendary episode. That's on Revolt at 5:00 on Thursday. So we got a jam-packed week. That's the rundown for Earn Your Leisure. And shout out to my boy Jim Jones. Just spent some time with him. Always good when we get to cop it up with Capo. Man.
Capo.
Shout out to Jimmy.
Yeah, man. And shout out to everybody that was in the book club yesterday. Shout out to my dog Arthur. I know he's tuning in. Shout out to Arthur. Shout out to MG. He made a return. I heard it was incredible. We were working on something pretty crazy that we're going to bring for Market Mondays next year. I'm going to give you a call, Ian, after this. We got something special.
Shout out to MG, the legend himself. All right. So I guess we could, Ian, you have announcements, then we can do the disclaimer.
Yeah.
And then you want to do the disclaimer first, or how do you want to?
First, let's talk about Ally. Our good partners at Ally.
Can't forget Ally.
Yeah, Ally Financial is a leading digital financial service company with passionate customer service and innovative financial solutions. They are relentlessly focused on doing it right and being a trusted financial service provider to both customers and communities. Get with Ally to make the most of your money so you can save, invest, and spend on the things that matter to you. We have some big things planned with Ally.
Shout out to Ally. They've been a good strategic relationship for us. Yeah. So shout out, and they're good people. Most importantly, they're good people.
Shout out to the team over there. Always good.
Like them.
Ian, I'm gonna let you go, and then I'll do this disclaimer.
Thank you guys for being patient, Stock Club family. Next call will be Saturday. If I feel better, if you guys don't have the current prices, I'll put them in tonight. And just execute. That's it. I love you guys. Thank you for all the prayers. I will get better soon, and I'll be back on Pineapple Juice Vibes, January 2022. Love y'all.
I'm gonna do the disclaimer like this in your honor, my brother.
Listen
here, y'all. Listen, do your own research, okay? Our content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important that you do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you find on the show and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. This is a message brought to you by the good brothers at Earn Your Leisure and the good brother Ian Dunlap, the Master Investor.
Yes.
Do your homework, yo.
So, okay, I want y'all to quit making excuses and actually buy the damn stocks. Hey. Let's go.
There you have it. So we're gonna jump into it. The first thing I want to say, I had made a post on Instagram, so I just want to talk about that briefly because I know it got a lot of views and traction on Instagram, and it was something that I thought was interesting as far as Bitcoin seizures, cryptocurrency seizures. I knew it was gonna go crazy. by the U.S. government, $1.2 billion this year, and it's been happening since 2013. And the reason why I think that is interesting is that, it's important for people to understand that, the government sees everything. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, however you want to slice it, this is the world that we live in. This is the country that we live in. So, you think that, crypto is outside of the reach of the U.S. government, but it's really not. Mm-mm. And they do have auctions. And the crazy thing is Draper. Remember we learned about Draper Academy through Mike Brown,
our good friend Mike. Yep, shout out to H-Town.
Yeah. So they actually sold him 30,000 Bitcoins in 2014 for $14 million. That's worth 1.4 billion 1.4 billion now. So first thing is that they have a bad habit of selling at the wrong time. They probably should have just held it and just kept it invested. And it would have been way more profitable to the citizens and to the government to actually have, 1.4 billion as opposed to a couple million.
They're not part of the community. They don't know hold. HODL.
Hold. Yes. But I think that, it's also interesting just to kind of give different perspectives on it, because it's like we look at cryptocurrency, and we're going to talk about cryptocurrency. I'm not sure tonight, but I have a whole rant.
We're saving. We're still in.
Oh, let's rant. I got energy.
no, we still in peace mode. Ian. We still in peace mode.
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, I try to have a little patience, but it's running out, man.
It is. I asked him not. I can't stop him, but I said
if it was me holding it for 2 weeks,
yeah,
all of Greenberg would be at the door. Stop. Waiting.
Yes.
All right. Well, 914.
You asked for it.
Bunch of Timberland boots outside my door. We're not waiting.
Yeah, man. So I feel like, where was I going with this? Crypto.
Yeah.
Crypto. Yeah. Crypto is something that you have to really, really be educated on cryptocurrency, because it's like, you think that it's safe, it's secure, nobody can ever get to it. It's a way to hide out.
Yeah, we don't have to pay taxes on it.
Yeah, it's not. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype.
Please don't.
Please.
We don't want anybody to be in any type of risk of danger of somebody getting audited or somebody owing money in taxes. We don't want you to do that. So we're telling you that in advance. I'm not saying that we've lived from experience, but we've seen it happen. And so we're telling you because we've been in the space. Please, all your gains, and they treat it the same way. Capital gain, long-term capital gain, short-term. So they treat it the same way. So please make sure that you're paying taxes if you've made any money in crypto, or they will be coming knocking on your door looking for their money. The alphabet boys.
The greatest lesson that you can learn from Vegas is that you always have to pay the vig. I can't wait till you guys find out how Ethereum became one of the top crypto to the government. We'll talk about that later. You always have to pay a vig, and there's a game inside of a game. I know everyone is betting on crypto to be decentralized, and I know some of you give me flack when I say that it's not. If you go do your research, man, some things are coming to the forefront that are kind of scary, that I kind of told you guys that what happened 6 and 7 months ago. So, yep, you got to pay your taxes, and there are no loopholes around the government, because most of the message boards that you guys and Discords that you are in are riddled with agents inside of them. Be careful.
Yeah. And for the inevitable question of where can you buy government crypto if you're into that sort of thing? So it's a few steps I looked at online. So first you have to find the auction. So you can go to keep an eye on different websites, GSA and USMS websites for upcoming auctions. Then you have to register with the auction. That's going to be required. You're going to have a bidder registration form, copy of your ID, and then all of that stuff as far as the sending the deposits. But you can get the thing about the crypto auction. It's like anything, you can actually get it for a lower price. Than so I'm not even. I have to really understand why they're actually even auctioning it as opposed to just selling it in a free market, because like you can actually get it for a lower price. So it's interesting.
Maybe you have to buy in bulk or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the government's not allowed to actually sell on a free market. They have to auction it, just like a house, right? Like they auction a house, they auction a car. So, that's something for a lawyer or somebody that's in law enforcement to kind of answer that question.
Yeah.
But I mean, like if you Google the steps, you can find the steps. But it's interesting and something that I haven't really thought about.
Yeah, like when they repo your vehicle, like when the government repos it,
you can
you buy the car.
Yeah, you get cars for cheaper that way. Yeah. So it's interesting. All right. So let's get into this. We're going to talk about our picks for 2022. But before we talk about our picks for 2022, let's talk about one other current event because I definitely want to just speak about this because it's inevitable that somebody's going to ask this question. The stock market was down pretty heavy today. It was down 33 points. It was down 600 points at one point, the Dow. The NASDAQ was down 188 points. And shout out to our guy, Charlemagne the God, who had the vice president on his show, and he asked about Joe Manchin.
Mm-hmm.
First time a lot of people ever heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
And he also, he didn't, but we know that Omnicron is running rampant in the streets. Yep. So those two things caused the stock market to go down. Now, Joe Manchin is interesting because he is a moderate Democrat from West Virginia.
Yep.
And he's like a swing vote. So I believe he said that he's not going to vote for Biden for the new bill.
Which is interesting because he said it the day after that interview came out. So Charlemagne's interview came out and the vice president, Kamala Harris, responded and said that Joe was the president and don't talk like. And then the next day he decided to say, you know what? I'm not voting in their favor.
Yeah.
And you need that. So like how it works, they need, obviously there's 50 and 50, right? Republicans and Democrats. You need all 50. If you need 60 or maybe 55 to get anything passed. So you can't have one person on your party saying that we're not going to do it. It kind of has to be a unified effort.
You can if there's enough, but it's like kind of not enough.
Yeah.
So he's a very important person.
He's a big piece of that.
West Virginia is a Republican state traditionally. And so he's one of these, like what they call moderate Democrats who's like leans a lot towards Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to do things to satisfy his constituency. And a lot of times he goes against the Democratic agenda, which causes problems for the Democrats. So that's why Charlemagne was like, is he the president? Because it's like he has a lot of power because his one vote is very, very needed because it's such a thin margin.
Right. He doesn't have much room for error here.
Yeah.
You can always tell the truth by how someone responds to something. So when she got that upset, no, Charlemagne, we're not going to do that. Like, fellas, like your girl ever asked you, who is Bianca? You be like, I don't know who Bianca is. Why you asking? Right?
I don't know, Kiana.
Right? So the answer told you, yes, he has more power than he should. And I know you guys got upset when I was like, hey, Sleepy Joe, but he hasn't led in a presidential fashion since the time that he took office. And he broke every promise that he said that he would to our community, even though we voted for him in droves. I don't know why. Joe Manchin pretty much is acting as president right now. And then please put in chat, name me 3 things that Biden and Kamala Harris has done that they promised since they've been in office.
I'll wait.
Yeah, we're going to wait.
Yeah. I'm telling you, there's going to be a point in time very soon when we finally get a elected official that delivers on what they promise. Man, they're going to be able to sweep the board. Because everyone's always like, hey, politicians say one thing to get in office and never deliver. Imagine if they actually deliver on what they're going to say. They will have a dictatorship in this country. Please be mindful. Please be mindful of what's to come.
And let's talk about. So this is why Ian always says, long-term investing. This is why we always preach long-term investing. I'm gonna explain this. So the problem with short-term investing or short-term trades is that you can't make a lot of money, and technical analysis is real, but there's some things that's out of your control, like a global pandemic that won't go away. That's on his third leg. Like a renegade politician that just decides he doesn't want to. So in the long term, it's not going to affect the market. But in a week, in 2 weeks, that's why it's like no matter what kind of technical analysis you study, and this is my favorite quote of EYL ever was from Big Business when he said, "It's not so much the stock or the company, it's the economy. If the economy takes a hit, you can have the strongest stock in the world. It's still going to go down." And that's the problem with the short-term swing trades, short-term investing is that, sometimes you get hit with things that's out of your control that have nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
And it could cause you to lose a lot of money.
Yeah. Omicron is one of those things.
Yeah. Omicron. Who would it?
I mean, we're seeing rates that we've never seen. The highest rates ever.
New York City reported its highest one-day new case thing last week ever for the history of Corona. So this was just a couple days ago. Nobody would have forecasted that. Like New York City has the highest vaccination rate out of any city in America.
Protection measures of any city I've ever been in.
Yeah. And with all of that, they got this highest one-day new case ever.
And we're seeing vaccinated people get it. We're seeing unvaccinated get it. We're seeing people with the vaccination and the booster get it. It's just a crazy time right now, man. And like I said, you can't predict, right? So if there's fears of that, market's going to take a hit. Plus, obviously, we said this and we spoke about this, but we told you that which was going to happen on Friday, and it did. And some of your contracts expired, and some of y'all didn't pay attention. Maybe you lost money. Hopefully you didn't. But it's a shortened week. And the holidays, and we saw this during Thanksgiving, right? The week of Thanksgiving, if you go look back at the market, and that wasn't too long ago, you saw the volatility in the market on a shortened week. We're approaching Christmas. Market is going to be closed on Friday. Shortened week. Similar situation, y'all.
Plus a weak economic data, rising inflation. The Fed is going to finally start tapering. And here's the truth that no one wants to say. The economy has been bad for a long time. America has not been prepared for a crisis, and we have two really big crises on our hands. One, water shortage. Everyone forgets that. Shout out to CGW. Then we have a food shortage. Let me ask you guys a question for those of you that are 30 and older. In the last 10 years, have you guys seen any fireflies in nature? One of the biggest issues that we're facing in our society is the rapid decline of insects. And if you look down the ecosystem and how it affects our food supply, it is getting worse. So those two things in combination plus rising inflation, by 2043, we're supposed to have a Great Depression-like collapse. And if we don't fix a couple of these issues, we can get there pretty fast. I'm not here to scare you, but please go do your research. And even for not knowing what could happen, if you go study the Spanish flu like we told you, and you go back to the first 20 episodes of Market Mondays, we told you how long it will last. We're here. Buckle up. Things are going to get rougher before they get better.
Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about some of the biggest lessons that we've learned 2022. Troy, you want to start?
Yeah, it's easy. Patience. Patience. Like we said, we don't make many moves, and when we do move, we're very strategic about it. We're very calculated about it, but we're also very patient about it. And I've watched it happen. I watched it around my peers. I've watched them not be patient, and I've watched them sell off things, and I've watched them take losses. And I've sat there and I decided, you know what, I'm sticking to my script. I'm just going to be patient. And so the culminating event obviously was at the Apollo, when I'm just like, look, the market pays those who are patient. And I'm saying that because that's what I've done for the past 17, 18 months. It's just been like, all right, this is going to be my new technique. This is going to be my new strategy. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to trust my investments. I'm going to do all the things necessary to make sure that it's a great investment. I'm doing my research. Now, just be patient with them. And so my lesson, and it'll be my lesson for the next 10 years, is just be patient with the market. It'll pay those who are. That's my lesson. Hopefully you've learned something.
Yeah. My lesson is pay attention to the news. It really makes you a better investor. So like when we spoke about Facebook, remember we talked about Facebook and Metaverse, and we invested in that, and Facebook has done well since then. the chip shortage, we talked about that a lot. And, obviously SMH has done well. Going back even before or at the beginning stages of a corona, when they had a published article about Moderna, when they were still trying to find a vaccine. It was public information, wasn't a secret. All you had to do was just read and just pay a little attention to the news. So I say that to say a lot of stuff is hidden in plain sight when people, are just looking for different things. It doesn't really take a rocket scientist to kind of figure some things out. We talk about Apple all the time and all of the different innovations that they're doing. Microsoft, the same thing. So Nike just posted that where they were quick, heavy on the NFT. Nike's NFT thing is going to be really, really big.
Adidas has one too. Do you see that?
Yeah, but I'm saying with Nike, with every single shoe having an NFT attached to it, because counterfeit is $1 billion industry. So that's going to really be a real big thing, and that's a real smart utilization for NFTs. So just paying attention and keeping your eyes open to what's going on around you can actually, make you a lot of money.
Yeah, I think that Facebook thing is interesting because if people pay attention to the news, they would have been caught up in the scandal, right? It was a whistleblower. That was the news at the time. That Monday we came on, we talked about the whistleblower. But behind that was like, yo, there's an announcement coming Thursday. And so the stock kind of fell because of the whistleblower and all the things that were going on with that. But on the back end was like, yo, they got this announcement coming Thursday that's going to be huge. And so yeah.
And everybody knew what the announcement was. It wasn't a secret.
It was like, yo, they're changing the name.
Yeah, they leaked it. It was everybody knew what the metaverse was coming. What can you do? Yeah. Reading is fundamental. And if you don't like to read, just listen.
Yeah, we'll take care of you.
Particularly to Market Mondays.
Well, yeah, we'll take care.
I made you money. Please put yes in chat.
So what's your takeaway from the year, Ian?
One, most people, and I say it all the time, and I know most people don't want to be rich. Going back to the reading level, I was reading a report earlier today that 1/3 of all Americans in the United States of America today read at less than the 5th grade level. I'll say it again. 1/3 of all Americans in the United States read at less than the 5th grade level. That's one. As a result, that costs us like $2.3 trillion a year. So when I say China's already won the war, it's over. Number two, I don't think as a community, we realize what kind of power we have. I did some research and I've been talking to, some people behind the scenes. It's like the 1960s, there's been 9,324 TV shows made, right? We're the first one in history to tell people where to invest in the market and have this level of accuracy. We literally could have went bankrupt if we would have got this shit wrong, being sued. So as a community, if we can affect investing, and you mentioned politics, health, even getting along, right? I think we can be the generation that changes the world for the better, but it all starts with action. And I implore all of you, just take action every single day and to do better. And it's really not that hard, like you said, especially like when I've done all the research for you guys, all you got to just do is buy and keep the profit. You're good. But I'm telling you, I'm begging you, for those of you who do not like to read, at least do 2 pages a day. Because when it's marketed, like they're doing a lot of things on purpose. Let me ask this. Who owns the American education system? Exactly. Okay. And then who owns the company that owns that? Once you do a little bit of research, you can see the people that provide a lot of our resources for education are actually our enemy. Please be mindful. I'm gonna keep us on air. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Right. All right. So here's what everybody is interested in. Picks for 2022. What are your picks for 2022?
My pick of the year. All right. So last year we ended the year. We said Microsoft was going to be our stock of the year. This year, lo and behold, I'm saying that Amazon will be the company of 2022. I'm just not going to tell you. I'm going to break down some numbers. I'm going to show you some things and tell you why I think that. Number one, let's start here. They are on pace to be the largest e-commerce business in the world. They are going to surpass Walmart at probably by the second or third quarter next year. Number two, they have the largest cloud service in the world. AWS is only growing. Third reason, every 4 years, Microsoft does something very unique. They innovate and then they work on logistics. So 2014, they innovate, work on logistics. 2015, they actually put their first physical store. 2017, 18, you get Amazon Prime. So they innovate, work on logistics. And so every 4 years, they find new ways to generate income, right? Whether it was buying Whole Foods, and then 3 years later, you now see that they're Amazon Go stores. That was 2014, 2018. The next year would be 2022. Innovation leads to logistics. What have they done? Over the past 2 years, they have bought over 34 factories, 38 factories to be exact, in rural and non-rural locations. Here's why. We spoke about this on the episode. Number one, they want to be able to deliver on one day, and they eventually have same day deliveries, not just for e-commerce, but they are also in healthcare, right? Their acquisition of PillPack tells you that. And so now imagine when you can get healthcare delivered to you same day, prescription filled and delivered to you. They also acquired the rights to the NFL. Like, that probably seems like it doesn't mean much, but that's been on this network for years. Amazon now has the rights for that going into 2022. They also are going to be, this is crazy, they just put this out, they're going to be the largest package delivery carrier in the US by the first quarter of 2022. That means they're going to be bigger than USPS and UPS, the largest delivery service in the country. Those are just like the fundamental reasons. Some of the technical reasons. If you've been following Amazon stock for the year, you've seen consolidation. It's fluctuated between, I think it got it to 3,700 in April, but it's fluctuated pretty much throughout the year from about 3,100 to 3,400. Compared to its FANG counterparts, you had Meta, which is formerly Facebook. It's grown 21%. Apple's grown 31%. Netflix has grown 13%. Google has grown 64%. Amazon has grown 4% this year, right? So there's plenty of room for growth there. The last piece, again, is that we can't discount the fact of what AWS means to technology, what it means for cloud service, what it means for business. Mm-hmm. It is the Goliath in the iCloud world, and that is growing at a ridiculous rate. I think the numbers over the past 5 years has grown by 50-60%. I'm putting all those things together. I'm looking at this consolidation on a technical standpoint. I'm looking at all these other factors. I'm saying Amazon is my pick for the stock of the year for 2022.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Amazon. Troy's bullish on Amazon. So
that's one of the stock club picks. It's a boomer. I'm telling you, especially if they split. I remember maybe 6 months ago we told you that they were going to start buying up malls and mixed use spaces and stuff like that. Please hold on to that for the next 5-10 years.
Right. And it's not just the major cities. It's not just a major city. It's rural cities where they can be attached to a major city. Right. So, for example, if you live in the tri-state area, right, like a town or a county like Orange County, right, that's outside of New York, but can packages get from Orange County to the greater tri-state area? Absolutely. And so they're buying up warehouses, old malls, and we've seen malls close. And I told you this like 2 years ago. Malls have the perfect infrastructure for Amazon. Why? They have storage, they have parking, right? And they have they have water inside, right? So there's obviously, if you're in a mall, they have to have water fountains and water to go throughout the mall for all the businesses. And so they have all those things, bathrooms. All they need to do is just renovate. And now that becomes a storage site for daily shipping or one-day shipping. And so I'm bullish on them. I love Amazon. That's my pick of the year.
Somebody in the comments said that if interest rates go up, Amazon is going to fall. No, that is not true. People have to remember that Bezos was in the hedge fund space before. All of his team is very heavy on risk to reward modeling. Interest rates probably have to go up to like 18% in order for Amazon to not work. So I understand why you may think that, but if interest rates do go up, we go through a season of price crunching, where are people going to turn to first to get the best deal?
I was going to say that, but I'm glad you did.
They're not going to Kmart or Venture. Shout out to my people back home. There's one, like conglomerates. They get the information fastest. They analyze data faster. So Amazon is the market maker. They let other people route their orders on to their site, which is called order flow in the investment space. They then take it, model it, make a bot out of it, quant, and then they use it to dominate everybody else in the space.
Right.
They won't go under anytime soon.
I'm glad you said that, because if we look at like inflation, if prices are rising, the first place that from a retail standpoint is let me go find where I can buy things the cheapest. Right. And so we've seen Amazon dominate in that space where they'll just take over a company and say, we're going to offer the prices as low as possible so we can get more value and potentially put somebody out of it. That's just been their method. Right. And so when you think about retail space during inflation, you think about places like a Walmart or an Amazon or a Target, which will have competitive prices based on inflation. Right. If prices go up, they can still offer a discount because the way they're purchasing a lot of the merchandise.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Amazon. Shout out to you.
What's your pick?
So I have a few different picks. I'm gonna start with cryptocurrency, and I'm gonna start with Solana, which is interesting. Solana is, they used to call it the Ethereum killer. That was kind of his thing. It was like the world's fastest blockchain and worked a lot faster than Ethereum and has lower fees than Ethereum. Now Solana is interesting because it is up 11,000% this year. I get that. I get it.
How much higher can you go?
But that doesn't mean that it's, keep in mind, Ethereum, all of those coins when they first started went up 10,000, 15 to 25,000%. They still had gains. Now it's not going to go up 11,000% next year. That's not going to happen. But it doesn't mean that it's still not room for increase. It's at 171 right now, which is off its 52-week high, which is 258, I believe. It has 500 million supply as far as coins. So that may seem like a lot, but it's kind of in range. Ethereum has I think 101 million, 119 million. But if you look at something like XRP, XRP has almost 100 billion. So, it's still room for growth there. And one of the reasons why I really like Solana a lot is that, we talk about NFTs, and I think that NFTs is definitely going to have, a correction at some point, but I think NFTs is going to be here to stay. And it's going to be interesting because, it offers an alternative for, projects to be built on Solana. And all it takes is one or two big projects to be built on Solana, and people realizing that, you don't necessarily have to use Ethereum to build your NFT project. So as the NFTs go, that, that could be good for Solana. Now I said I have a couple. Ethereum is another one, because if we're going to talk about Solana, we have to talk about Ethereum. And I don't think that Ethereum is going anywhere. People have complaints about Ethereum. The gas fees pretty high. But Ethereum 2.0 will be coming out at some point.
2022.
Ethereum 2.0 will be coming out at some point. And it
you think it's going to be a value or it's overrated?
I think it's going to be a value. I think so. But we'll have to see. But regardless, I still believe in Ethereum. Ethereum has always been my favorite cryptocurrency because it has real life use case. Projects are being built on it. It's probably the most, useful crypto in the space. And it's the second biggest outside of Bitcoin. So I think that Ethereum is here to stay. I don't think it's going anywhere. And I think that, it's gonna do well. I think it's gonna do well in the next year, next 5 years.
Yeah, I think
it's gonna do well.
Yeah, we had that conversation where we could see it hit 10,000 in 2022.
Yeah. Well, Ethereum is one of those coins
for sure.
Now as far as stocks, I'm an ETF guy. I think that, we've talked about this all the time, but it's no need to go away from something that has been working just because it has worked. I think SMH is still here to stay.
Solid.
And like I said, especially when you look at the chip shortage, and you look at all of the companies inside of SMH, and we're moving just more and more into technology every single day. So I feel like SMH still has room to grow. I feel like SMH will probably do well. And don't sleep on Facebook. I feel like Facebook is a company that's interesting, and I think that Facebook has room to grow as well. Of course, it got a lot of attention with Meta changing its name, but that's not the only use of Facebook. I think WhatsApp is something that is hidden gem. If you communicate with people outside of America, you know how beneficial WhatsApp is, and the fact that it's still not really that popular in the States as opposed to how it is outside of the States. I think that WhatsApp has a lot of room for growth and potential. I think that TikTok is definitely here to stay, and TikTok is a formidable opponent. But I think that there's still room for Instagram. I feel like Instagram is still some years before it actually starts to fade away. So I think Facebook is going to be one of these companies that's going to be interesting, and the company from last year too, Microsoft.
Yeah,
I think Microsoft is going to. So that's a lot. That's a lot of picks, but I just feel like all of those picks.
I don't think you can go wrong with any.
could see some growth.
I love them all.
That's my basket.
Ian?
You guys know what I'm gonna say. Number one, most consistent realist stories, Apple. The glasses, I'm gonna give a couple picks. Apple, Ripple, Hex, and Nvidia. Once this legislation turns over in favor of Ripple, man, the game is gonna change. I'll say that. And for those, I'll send out an article this week. But when I tell you guys, okay, I asked a question. What political movement was behind Ethereum becoming mainstream? A lot of times people just say, hey, this coin outbid this coin. Because I remember in 2016 when Litecoin was supposed to be the greatest thing ever. And it did not pan out to be that way. There are regimes that help push these front, right? I think Vitalik is brilliant, but not as brilliant as Charles. They made Cardano. Kudos to Kayla. But I think Ripple will be great. Hex will be great. Apple, because of the glasses, they'll finally announce the car. If you guys have seen the movie Swan Song, the car will look something like that out of that movie. And Nvidia will only get bigger as a result of gaming. So those are the 4 picks for 2022 that are absolutely amazing. But for those of you that are not familiar with Hex, please get familiar pretty quickly. And it's still relatively cheap. It'd be in your favor to do so.
No, Nvidia was going to be my number 2. I thought we were just doing one. Nvidia and Meta were definitely like 2 and 3.
Facebook?
Yeah. And like I said, like if we're already in the metaverse, but if we're going to talk about the 2 leaders in it, definitely Nvidia and obviously Facebook. The Omniverse, I mean, they can control the graphics of it. They control the gaming of it. It's just they have a competitive advantage when it comes to that. So I loved Nvidia. In fact, there was another ETF that had Nvidia as the number 1 allocation. It's a semiconductor ETF. So SOXX, write that down. SOXX, a solid ETF with all of the semis inside. Nvidia is the number 1 allocation. And another sleeper, and I've been doing, this is on my watch list now, ON. So ON Semiconductor, another one. If you just look at the growth, look at the chart, do the research on that. That's another good sleeper. No, SO. I see somebody put XO. No, and I like the Beyonce song. SOXX. Socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love ASML. Love that one. I see some people in the chat too.
All right. Well, that was a lot of information. Let's talk about Coinbase.
You know what? At this time, I'd like to give the floor.
Bring my pen up.
I like everybody to come to the front of the stage. I like y'all to sit down and for the next, how long? Like 5 minutes? He probably go longer than that. For the next 5 minutes, I want y'all to pay attention to a story that must be told. Welcome to Story Time on Market Mondays, y'all.
Coinbase is when you have such a the biggest platform in America, one of the biggest platforms in the world, it's a lot of responsibility that comes with that. And with that responsibility, if you can't scale at the pace that you're capable of scaling, then that's an issue, because you're putting people in jeopardy, and that's a very dangerous type of situation. So first of all, cryptocurrency security is very important. So you should always have a nano ledger. You should never keep your coins on exchange. But sometimes you keep some coins on exchange, just if you want to do some trading, and just it's just kind of like it's easier to just keep it on there as opposed to taking it off. And you want to just buy some crypto for the minute. Long story short, I had some crypto on Coinbase, and my account got hacked. So this is something that is ironic, because when you talk about in the financial space, one of the top financial influencers out there, and so you figure, all right, it could happen. That's not even the worst part, but the worst part is actually speaking to somebody. So it's like you have a customer service thing where you're on hold for 10 hours and it takes 3 days to actually speak to somebody. That's a very dangerous situation. And what I found out is that it's actually pretty common right now. The Coinbase hacks is going rampant. Because when I went into the bank and they was like, oh yeah, Coinbase, we've been getting calls about Coinbase like nonstop. Like everybody's account has been getting hacked from Coinbase. So Coinbase is not safe. It's not a safe platform. Their customer service is probably one of the best that I've ever. One of the worst. One of the worst
consecutive hours.
The customer services, and I have spoken to some good people at Coinbase. I don't want to. There are some good people that I have spoken to that tried, but they just couldn't help. But their customer service is terrible. They've had plenty of accusations of racism. A lot of class action lawsuits, and it is something that is very dangerous to the crypto space, because stuff like that, you start losing credibility, and people that's just getting in the space, they get discouraged, and it's something that is very, very puts a black cloud over cryptocurrency, which is unfortunate. It's an unfortunate situation. So I say that to say, I would highly, strongly not recommend anybody use Coinbase for all of those reasons. And
Nas, we're sorry.
Yeah, shout out to Nas. I think he got his money already. But
okay, we're good.
Yeah. So yeah, Coinbase a dub, man.
Dub.
It's a dub.
Brian Armstrong, we'd like to have a word with you, sir, and your company. This has been going on for how many weeks?
2
weeks consecutive. Now we're choosing the peaceful route here, but we're just putting you on notice that we need a resolution. And I say we because he had my phone for 5 of those 10 hours straight. He had a bunch of people's phones.
And when my energy gets stronger, Brian, they won't go crazy. I will, because I'm free. I'm good. Let's fix this.
We got to fix it because our audience is watching and they listening very intently. And
that's why I tell you guys, check your accounts every day. My dad used to always tell me, and I didn't get it when I was a kid. He was like, you got to check your account for the people that hold your accounts. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, sometimes the banks will get you. It won't be anybody from the outside. It won't be an employee. It won't be a friend. It'll be the actual bank or brokerage that'll get you. Check your account every single day. Please.
Every day.
Yep.
Every single day. Check your account and understand the limits of what can be insured by the bank. That's another thing you got to know, right? So the FDIC insurance, I think it's like $250,000 that they can insure if anything happens. If you got more than that, if something happens.
Or if there's a run on the bank, you should ask them what protocol is. Or actually, you should ask it how much for your bank, how much do they actually have in storage? If you are a private client, they'll be able to give you a little bit more information, but you need to know these things, because if there's ever a run on the bank and they lock your money down, you can be screwed. You need multiple accounts, and I know it's a headache, but trust me. When I tell you guys the horror story about my stocks and all that, and you're like, oh man, you can get your money back, usually doesn't work that way. These are horror stories that I actually live, not just I'm telling. that I read off Facebook 5 years ago.
Yeah, Coinbase is a dub. You can buy crypto on Gemini. You can buy crypto on the Black Wall Street. Shout out to Hill Harbor. You can buy crypto on where else can you buy crypto? Qcoin for sure. Yeah,
people can buy it on Robinhood.
Yeah, you can buy a variety of different places. Yeah. You can just Google and find some good places to buy it, but
also get
a nano. That's most important.
Yeah, get a
that is the most important.
Cold
thing.
wallet.
That is the most important thing. We actually
do not buy your cold wallet. I'm going to cut you off. Do not buy your cold wallet off Amazon.
No,
do not do that. Go directly to the site.
Yeah, don't buy it on Amazon.
You will get finessed.
It's not a knock to Amazon. It's just that people have done some tricky things like cracking it open, putting a code in, and when you get it, load up your money, you don't have the code, they swipe your money. It's a whole process. Make sure you go to the Nano Ledger site specifically and directly. It's not a knock to Amazon. That was my pick of the year. It's a knock to these hustlers and these people who out here are doing criminal activities. So please make sure you get it directly from the site.
Yeah, for sure. Nano Ledger, way to go. All right. Coinbase.
They waiting on the next move, Brian Armstrong.
We can still have.
I'll do a reverse that.
Who?
What you said? You broke up.
I said, well, we can do a reverse ad for the next
year. Please,
I'm with all the bully tactics
because you know what's gonna happen now. It's gonna be nothing but questions like, you got it fixed. You got it fixed. We're gonna if this ain't fixed, we're gonna start the year off.
I mean, if it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody.
Absolutely,
it's true. This is true.
This is very true. All right. Well, let's get a couple of questions before we exit. I feel like this was a very informative session. So Janet with the plan. Shout out to YouTube. 8,100 people on the check-in.
8,100 in there.
Appreciate you.
Tube, what up? Shout out to y'all.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Janet. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Last market Monday of the year. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Hey, earners.
Time flies.
Yes, it does. All right, let's get to these questions. All right, so L Stacker, unmute yourself. We are coming to you.
Coinbase stock is a dub. If you're asking.
No, I wasn't, but thank you for.
No, I wasn't talking to you. I was just.
But thank you for the info because I was going to use Coinbase, but you said Gemini, so I'll definitely. I have something on there, and I'm gonna get a Nano wallet. My question was today we were acquired by Oracle, and I didn't know what happens to our stock. I got some restricted stock units. I got some options, and they bought the whole business. So it's a go. They bought it for $28.3 million, and stock is $95. So I think that. Once everything is acquired, they haven't given us the acquired date. It's Cerner, who I work for, CER, NER.
Yep.
Their ticker symbol is CER. It was over the news today.
28.3 billion.
28.3 billion. Oracle bought us for. They really bought us for the government contracts. But I kind of jumped the gun today, and I took some profits. I took maybe like about. I probably have maybe $30,000 in there from working there. And I took maybe about $10,000 in profits today. Should I just leave the rest and wait till it's acquired and then they sell me out? I mean, then they, because it will no longer be a ticker symbol. So then I just get the Oracle price that they bought it for, or how does that work?
Shawty, you want to take it first?
Yeah, so can you just explain it again? It was kind of a
sorry. Okay, so I know I'm all over the place. So Oracle bought Cerner today for $28.3 billion at $95 a share. I still have restricted stock units. I have options in there. I still have some stock. I stopped contributing to the company's stock today, and I took profit. But what happens once they acquire us? What happens with that? Because Cerner will no longer exist.
So the stock that you have is going to turn into Oracle stock?
No, they are not turning it into Oracle stock.
So what's going to happen with the stock that you have?
That's what I'm asking you.
Oh, I mean, I don't know.
So I had GWPH.
If it gets delisted or if it's over, like, if the company merges, then that's what I'm saying. It might, but if not, if it's no longer a company, then it's not going to be, so you have options, either liquidated or if it's going to get transferred over to the Oracle side, or I'm just you got to ask your HR department like what's going to happen. I don't know.
Yeah, they had 1,000 questions. I mean, they had a whole bunch of town halls and announcements because it was this morning, and they were like, no, it's not going over. So I guess that once they fully acquire us, I think that they just fully liquidate us. Is that?
They should give you a buy-in price that is relatively cheap, but usually they convert. Are you 100% sure they're not converting any of the stock over to Oracle at all?
They are not. It's what they were saying in the town hall and during the conversations after it was announced this morning. They said that they are not. That once everything is fully, maybe take about 6 months to go through regulations in SEC, and then they're going to dissolve it. So I was like, I didn't know, so that's why I asked the question.
Yeah, I would ask them if they would give you guys like a preferred price to be able to get in for Oracle. If not, I would convert it into something else. I'm not mad at you for taking profit, but I would put that money into another asset that's going to work for you.
Okay, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
I'm looking at I don't see anything about what it's going to do with the stock. I see that they bought it for a 20% premium, which is crazy. The stock went up to $90 today, and they bought it for $95 a share. So it really ended up being like a 3% premium, 4% premium. It doesn't say anything in this article about it. So I definitely would tap in with HR.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ella.
Thank you. Let's get a few more. Let's get a few more in, Janet, before we wrap for the year.
Okay. Oops, I keep clicking the wrong name. Charles, go ahead.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for the information. Thank you for the opportunity. I don't know. I'm new into the investment world, and I'm kind of moving into the EV space, along with, of course, the Apple recommendations and Microsoft. I'm tapping into that as well. I'm really kind of trying to reposition my portfolio because at first I was over leveraged in a whole bunch of foolishness. But moving into the EV sector, I was looking at SLI as a stock, a Standard Lithium, and I was looking at the ETF LIT.
SLI I wouldn't touch until $4.30. Okay. And LIT I would not touch the 69.35.
Yeah, I kind of had it for a while. I got LIT like around 60, and it shot up almost to like $100 like since I've had it.
You're good. Yeah, continue to hold. So when I look at let me go out a little bit further.
LIT has an excellent name. I do give it that. But if you look, the crazy thing is that it actually did nothing for 10 years.
Right.
Literally.
It was great time to build a base. I mean, it should come back to maybe $74 if I hold it. If you hold it for a while, it's good. And technically, I know people hate when I said there isn't much of a EV space. It's Tesla and everyone else trying to play catch up. Right. But you got it in a good price. Hold. NEO is falling. NEO should probably come down to $23.
I'm in NEO too.
What price you get in?
I got NEO around I think I first got in at like early 30s, and then I bought some more when it shot up, and I think my average is around like 37, 38, something like that.
Yeah, if you give it about eight more months, it'll even out. It'll be fine. If you give it about 8 months. That's why I always tell everyone on Chase, but invest in the top two and you'll be good. But LIT is solid. SLI, like I said, I wouldn't wait. I will wait until that drop happens, and then after that, you'll be good.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate the information. Thank you, man.
Thank you. I
appreciate
it.
LIT. I do like
Global
the name.
Lithium and Battery.
I do like the name, but it definitely did nothing for 10 years. It had a good year. But if you look at its chart, it literally
2020, it went crazy.
Certain sectors have no interest until a leader comes out of it.
Yeah.
So,
Janet, let's get one more question if we can.
All right, Daniel, unmute yourself, please.
Hey guys, Harlem is in the building.
Shout out to Harlem.
Harlem, what's popping?
Uptown.
So I have a serious question. So I got 4 children, a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, and actually today my son is 4 months. And
congrats.
Thank you,
hardworking man.
39. So I'm a teacher. My wife is a school counselor. We've been both in the system for about 14 years. My wife was on Good Morning America, with the great numbers in FDA too. But my question is, every month I put in $84 for each of my kids, which averages about to $1,000 a year. And my goal is, $18,000 by the time they turn 18. Not necessarily for college, but more so like, because we're going to try and get scholarships and things like that. But I just started 1129, and EYL University, and I'm trying to figure out, should I say take that, because it's just in a checking account. Should I take that money and buy like Apple, Microsoft, VTI, and VOO, or because I don't want to put it in a 529. So I'm trying to figure out like, how should I do that, and like what should be my process?
You want your kids to be rich?
Yes, sir.
The best thing I ever did for Xander was to put all money that ever came in for him into long-term investing. I won't say what the boy has, but man, I'm telling you, put that money in. And even like every Christmas, I always tell family friends, they're like, what do you want for Christmas? Stocks. Because whatever toy they're going to get is going to go away in value. I buy his toys. Put that money away. Do Apple or Microsoft, you'll be good. Look at the comments. If Apple or Microsoft has made you money, please put yes in chat. If you go look at the comments, I'm telling you, it will provide some of the greatest and easiest money you've ever had for your kids. Please, I'm begging you, please do so.
And I just have one other thing. So I jumped into Tesla at 333 before the split. Like I literally jumped into the market March 20th of 2020, right as the pandemic hit.
Great job.
So I got a couple of joints that has, great, interest, but the whole idea, when do you take profits? Like, should I have taken profits?
20 years.
So when it hit 1200, I shouldn't have jumped out, waited a little while for it to go down, or was I okay? Because I didn't do that, but I was just, wondering what's the process when it comes to holding.
Was Tesla for you or for your kids?
Tesla was for me. So, I had a couple for me, but I just didn't understand. Like, I never sell. Like, I always hold, and I'm wondering, take those profits, jump out, wait for it to go down. Because, what goes
20
up.
years.
Hold it for 20 years. Got it. It's been the best.
Where were you from?
Harlem.
Harlem. I'm going to go to the analogy again. Listen, when Dipset, Diplomatic Community first came out, so I could have got you a brownstone 20 years ago. What you have held it through now and been happy. Everyone says yes, but everyone wants to flip the stock. You have 4 kids. You're going to need money in 20 years. Everybody's going to tell me that I'm wrong, right? But if your kid has an emergency, those same people that are telling you don't hold for 20, ask them, will you give me $15,000 if my kid is sick in the hospital? So one thing that I know for sure about investing and doing this for a living, when it's time to put money up Indeed, not many people are going to send you any money because they're not actually doing this shit for a living. A lot of people are talking because the other projects they had did not work, so they want to come over here. And this is why I defend our territory so violently, because people weren't talking about this shit 3 years ago. Hold for 20 years, man.
Thank you, guys.
Real estate, record labels, movie industry is all the same thing. I talked about with DC Young Fly. Shout out to Fly, because me and him was getting into it about long-term versus short-term trading. And I'm like, well, if long-term is not the wave, sell me your third and 85 South. How about right now? No, I'm a boss. I want to hold this forever. I'm like, why don't you want to hold a stock forever? It's all the same name. Troy Rashad, would you ever sell EYL?
If it's a big enough number, but that's going to be a big check.
But not for a small enough. But you wouldn't sell it for a 2-year option, would you?
No. No, that's going to be a big check.
See?
Thank you, guys.
Y'all can get off me for 150 right now. Not for a 2-year.
Billy. Yo, shout out to Harlem. Appreciate you, Daniel.
Appreciate it, brother.
And congratulations on the 4 kids. And congratulations on being an educator.
You're a hardworking brother, for real.
You're a hardworking brother. And shout out to your wife who was on Good Morning America and is a school counselor, a family rooted in education. Love it.
For sure.
Speaking of Harlem World, a top 50 album all time or no?
Top 50?
Top 50 ever? I mean, it had an impact. Its impact is definitely, you could argue that. You could argue. It just depends how you judge it. Impact wise, probably yes.
Top 50 what? Like
albums. Impactful.
Like, hip hop albums?
Impactful.
We can't play with Betha.
That changed the game.
We can't play with Betha. We cannot play with Betha. I got some energy. We cannot play with Betha.
That changed the game. That changed the game a whole lot.
Changed the game?
Yes, it changed the game. Yes.
That's strong.
Jimmy gonna be like, get your man.
yo,
changed the game.
Yo, it changed the game, man.
It changed the game for real.
It changed the game. It changed the game. Mace, that whole shiny suit era changed everything. Changed everything. Samples, take hits from the 80s.
But that's not,
so crazy.
And Save Bad Boy at the time.
That's on that album.
Yeah, that's 1,000.
Yeah. Feels So Good's on that album, right?
Yeah, Mace, that was a classic. That's actually a classic album.
Saves Bad Boy.
Classic. It's not classic.
24 Hours to Live.
Yeah, No Way Out's better than No Way Out's better than that.
No Way Out is
Biggie album, of course.
No Way Out.
No Way Out's
that's
Puff.
the compilation. That's the compilation.
That's Puff's album.
Yeah, that's a compilation.
Who wrote it? Jada and Biggie.
A lot of people.
It's a compilation.
Black Rob wrote it. Big wrote it. Kiss wrote it. That's a classic. Not Double Up. What was it called? Harlem World?
Double O's tip.
Remember they did the Rugrats?
That was Double Up. That was shout out to Mace. Shout out to Mace.
Shout out to Blank.
Listen, don't play about this.
Yeah, that Rugrats joint was crazy with Maya. That joint was crazy.
Shout out to Mace, man. $8 yeah, so we're gonna cut this a little short. I know Ian is, as I said, he's feeling under the weather, so usually we go for a lot longer, but it was a valiant effort, and we don't want to push the limits because we need him healthy. So we want him to get some rest up, drink some fluid, tea, echinacea, vitamin water,
oregano oil,
gold.
That oregano oil,
gold water.
That oregano oil is different. It felt like you drinking pizza.
Was zinc oil? I'm like, oh my god! I thought I was catching on fire.
Sea moss,
yeah, man.
elderberry,
yeah.
Shout out to Styles P. He sent a care package over here. I'm still using them. Shout out to him.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely get some rest. Extremely important that you get back healthy. Appreciate you taking the time out to come. Thank you guys for rocking with us. We definitely appreciate it. Never want to take that for granted. Never want to take your support for granted. Market Mondays was started with an idea, and it has grown into a cultural phenomenon, and something that people all over the world appreciate and love. Market Mondays. So thank you guys for championing everything that we do, but specifically Market Mondays, since we're talking about Market Mondays right now.
Yeah,
definitely appreciate it, and glad that you're able to make some money. Most importantly,
that's super important.
Every time I see somebody
in chat.
Yeah, every time I see somebody
on my board.
Yo, I made a bag from the show, and I implemented. I did this. I got this. I got that. And what it does also, it's like a rabbit hole where you might learn about one thing, and then you start to research stuff on your own, and you learn, and so it's not like it's just the end all be all, but it's a great way to educate yourself and to learn and become more familiar about investing and financial planning. And we definitely gonna be talking about NFTs and cryptocurrency and a bunch of other stuff in 2022, the metaverse, stocks, real estate,
upcoming bubble,
credit. Yeah, all of that stuff is extremely, we definitely got to talk about credit. That's important. Taxes. Definitely, taxes, pay your taxes. So yeah, man, we got a lot planned, man.
Yeah, Jan said she's been doing her homework. So shout out to you, Jan. You've been in the lab, I'm sure. Locking in. Ian, I told you this privately, but I'm gonna tell you this publicly. I'm super proud of you, my brother.
Thank you, brother.
I told you when we were trying to do your episode, I couldn't find an article on you, and now I can't turn on Instagram without seeing you, man. I'm super happy.
All the scammers had all articles and no skill set. What they had though.
Your growth over the past 2 years, man, has been incredible. It's been a pleasure to be rocking with you, man. You've made a lot of people money. And so the people will always be hold you in high regard for that, man. So again, appreciate you coming on. I know you wasn't feeling well, but I told you this privately when we were on the phone, man. I'm super proud of you. So
thank you.
Let's keep going, my guy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the love and the hospitality. Janet, the same thing. I see it in you. You're very quiet, very smart. This next 2 years for you are going to be amazing. Because a lot of people slept on me as well, but I knew by just focusing on the skill set and craft, it allowed me to jump over a lot of people. I see the same thing in you. So
thank you, Ian.
I'm excited to see what's come for you. Yeah, thank y'all fellas for believing in the vision, my crazy ideas, my crazy Kanye moments. And there will be more pineapple juice moments in 22. Coinbase, I'm starting with you.
Coinbase, man.
People are like, oh, stop this. Don't act like that. That's not in your character. No, that's my character. It's been my character. If you know me in real life, you don't know me in real life. This is my character. You take care of my people, and especially Red Panda fam. Listen, if y'all have any issues with y'all Coinbase accounts, please let me know. I will go on a full campaign. Gemini and Kraken, we'll make some announcements in 2022. I'll take care of you. Love y'all.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, big week for Earn Your Leisure. Check out our episode tomorrow. Me and Troy, back to the basics, the essence. A lot of information, a lot of gems. Story time. Story time was always my favorite part of the show. So that's back when we had the Made You Look intro. Very nostalgic. Very nostalgic. And then we got the options class on Wednesday at YouTube. And we got T.I., my boy T.I.
Hey.
And I think that people are really going to enjoy that episode.
Powerful.
Dope. Very sharp.
Super intelligent.
It's my brother, man. He's a very, very humble guy. Dude. Very smart guy. And so that's Revolt. That's on Revolt YouTube on Thursday at 5:00. Yeah. Oh, we got Ally. We got to say them.
Oh, yeah.
I love them.
Yeah. You know what, Ally? Shout out to you. Stay with me for 2 seconds, y'all. This episode of Earn Your Leisure is brought to you by the good folks at Ally. All right. Ally is a financial leading digital service company with passionate customer service and innovative financial solutions that are relentlessly focused on doing it right and being a trusted financial service provider to both customers and communities. Get with Ally to make the most of your money so you can save, invest, and spend on things that matter to you. It's been a fun year working with them. Shout out to Jack. Shout out to Erica. Shout out to the whole team over there. It's been incredible. Shout out to IUM family.
Shout out to United Masters.
John, what up? Ryan, what up? Dave was good. Dave in Nigeria right now.
Yeah, shout out to Dave, man.
For real?
Yeah.
Shout out to Dave.
I know you. I keep seeing David's videos. I'm like, yo, that looks crazy.
Oh, shout out to our UTA family too.
Oh, UTA, what up? What up?
Shout out UTA.
Shout out to Marv.
Cliff, Marv, what up? Cliff, Yasmin, what's going on?
Yasmin, shout out
Marv,
to
I appreciate you, my brother.
Yeah. And Christian, Daddy loves you. He gonna kill me because he's like, you talked about China. You didn't say anything. Shout out to Christian and shout out to Nasir, man.
Shout out to Nasir.
It's gonna be his birthday very soon.
Yeah, shout out to Nasir. Shout out to my brother Kenny Burns. Always showed me so much love. Make sure you get his sneaker. He got a deal with Puma. So make sure you.
I announced it.
Yeah.
They dropped it on Saturday.
That's long overdue.
So I'm not sure why I don't have a deal with Puma.
We working on it.
Not sure about that, but it's not.
He got a deal with alumni. 2 alumni.
Who?
LS Cream.
Oh yeah. LS Cream Liqueur, and that's Kenny Burns is involved with that too. So shout out to Kenny.
Yeah.
And yeah, man.
And shout out to our boy Steve O. Steve Collins. He's on the cover of Double XL, y'all.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Me and Stevie.
And the rumors that you heard about Earn Your Leisure are true. Scalability looks extremely likely in 2022. World domination is probably going to happen. It's a high probability of that. Stay tuned. New merch, new clothes.
Red Panda family, let's move. Ernest, let's move. Hey, I'm telling you, I'm looking to. As soon as I get healed, we are scorching the earth. Please stay loyal.
Like the dragons from Game of Thrones. Whew. Fire. Janet, would you like to say anything before we leave?
Happy holidays to everyone. It's been an amazing year. Shout out to all the earners. Make sure you guys are working on your plan for 2022. I am, and I'm expecting all of you guys to execute in this new year. So happy holidays.
Yes.
Happy shoe of the year right there, y'all. Sneaker of the year. Those are my top two. I'm not sure. It's 1A, 1B. Travis Scott Lowe's Fragment Edition and Jordan 3. That's a slept-on shoe. It's a sneaker of the year, though. Guaranteed. You'll probably see that everywhere on the internet already, but those are my top 2. So just want to throw that in there. What's the album of the year?
The album of the year?
Ooh, let's get into it.
Let's do it. Well, let's start with we'll start hip hop and then we'll go like R&B.
Yeah.
King Disease 2
album of the year
is up there. I don't know what else albums came out.
That means it wasn't a great year.
What album?
Facts.
No, King Disease 2 was a good album.
That's his album.
Yeah.
I mean,
album of the year.
J. Cole dropped the album.
Cole's joint was hard.
J. Cole dropped the album this year.
That was hard. Kanye put out his album. Not even mentioning it.
Nah.
Certified Lover Boy not getting mentioned.
Nah,
we're not doing that.
We can't do my guy like that. Come on now.
Nah. Shout out to Drake. Drake's a GOAT.
Yeah.
He's a GOAT, but just nah.
Not this album.
Not this album.
Yeah, just not this album. That's
yeah.
I'm okay with
Kanye also.
I can't comment on this one. I got some connections I can't defend.
It might be King Disease 2.
King Disease 2. Yeah,
might be the
King
best.
Disease 2. King Disease. KD2 was a good album, man. That's actually a really solid project. Shout out to him.
Hold on. Ian, what you got?
I think J. Cole.
Cole?
The off season?
Yeah.
That was hard.
The off season?
Good album.
Yeah.
Shout out to Benny the Butcher.
Did they drop?
Benny can't, yeah.
I think he dropped the project, yeah.
Yeah, what you got? What you got?
What do I have for album of the year?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tyler, the Creator.
I never listened to a Creator. All right, R&B. I'm telling you, I said this when I heard it the first time I ever heard it. When it dropped, back of my mind, Her is the best R&B album of this year.
Oh yeah, she's amazing.
Shout out to her. Shout out to her.
That's amazing.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, sure. She probably got the best album, R&B album.
Yeah. Tyler album was nice though.
Here's my runner-up. Hotels by Jasmine Sullivan is number 2.
Oh, that's a good one too.
It's like 1A, 1B. I think Snow's project was dope.
Shout out to Snow.
Hold on,
Great project.
No, we gotta look at the camera. You gotta look at the camera.
We doing this again? Okay.
That's a great project.
Great album.
Great album. That's a fact.
Summer Walker put out a dope project too. Shout out to her.
Summer Walker. Shout out to Summer Walker.
Yeah.
Oh,
me and Corey gonna have to have a meeting about this.
Wait, did Giveon put out his album this year? Was that this year?
I'm not sure.
Know.
Giveon, he had a nice project.
Congratulations to Rick Ross too. He put out a project last week. I didn't get a chance to listen to the whole thing.
I listened to it.
Shout out to Ross.
That Timberland joint. Man,
I listened to it.
Yeah, Ross.
Fire.
Ross always gonna come.
It's short. It's like one of his short albums. Like
Ross always gonna come with some heat, man.
And Rowdy just dropped. I ain't listened to it yet.
Rowdy Rich. I didn't get a chance to check his album out.
I ain't listened to it yet.
Shout out to her. I like Rowdy a lot. Yeah. Congratulations to Lil Durk. Got engaged.
Yeah.
That was dope. Nah, that's dope. I thought that was
because the memes came out now.
What's the meme?
The memes are like, Dirk just got proposed and you can't even buy me a bag of Doritos.
Oh yeah, like, you know that. He did it live on stage at the United Center.
Pretty big ring.
Yeah,
big ring.
It's hard.
20,000 people watching.
The engagement is the first part. The real part is like now you got to cross the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, take it one step at a time.
See, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Take it one step at a time.
Too many people care about the ring and not the marriage.
There it is, Ian. Talk to him.
Yeah. Shout out Dirk. That's amazing though.
That's dope.
Back there. That's dope.
That's dope, man.
Shout out to Dirk, yo, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys. There you have it. Appreciate y'all so much. We'll see you in a couple weeks. We'll see you tomorrow, actually.
I was about to say.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. Yeah. Last words?
Yeah, Coinbase, you on the clock.
Please.
Nah, seriously, on a serious note, that is serious, but on another serious note, it's obviously the holiday season is obviously a giving season. And so I encourage everybody, if you're in a position to, please give back to a community, a school, a church. Some way to give back is very important because we've been blessed this year. And I know that we're doing stuff in our community and we encourage everybody to do the same in theirs because that's what community is about, right? You help those who are in need when you can, and that will be returned to you on God's time. So we encourage everybody to do that. We want everybody to be safe, spend some time with your family, and have a blessed holiday season.
Oh, yeah. Also, Chase, so Coinbase did the wrong thing. Chase did the right thing. Shout out to Nicole. Shout out to Avina. Shout out to Say Cool. Shout out to all of the good folks at Chase.
We love you.
I appreciate y'all, man.
Really.
I appreciate y'all. Dirk and whatchamacallit dropped the album, a joint album.
Yeah,
Dirk and little baby. Yeah,
the voice of the hero.
That's it's a lot of joints on there. A lot of joints on there. A lot of joints on there.
It's all right.
It's a good project.
It's all right.
It's a good project.
Ooh, we can't say it's all right with them.
Not because I think Baby's albums are so good. His album was so good that I'm like,
Nah, they got some joints on there.
Yeah, got some joints on there. Everybody that's listening.
Hold on. We can't do this. We got to do this with Abdullah. We got to say that Meek dropped the album.
Oh, Meek Mill.
Brandon, and if you're watching, we'll mention it. Expensive Pain also came out this year.
Expensive Pain, one of the greatest titles.
One
of the greatest titles.
We'll give them that.
And the emotion that they went through when I predicted them first week numbers.
We both did. They still owe us.
Can I get my push-ups or something on air?
Expensive Pain.
Everybody, what was the biggest lesson that you learned from Market Mondays this year? That's what I want to know. The Cuban episode, classic. Both the Bono's episodes, classic.
19 Keys.
That Keys album. That's still going.
19 Keys is classic. Mike Novogratz.
Super classic.
Underappreciated. If you look back to what he said, he dropped a lot of information that
way ahead of the curve.
Yeah, that went up like 3,000% after he said it. After he said it on Market Mondays. Like Mike Novogratz, he's a billionaire.
Did we say Josh?
Josh.
Oh, you already know Josh, my guy.
Josh Brown. That was definitely legendary situation.
Yeah. So we got a lot of moments, man.
Those are a few of my favorite.
What's the best moment that we had
on Market Mondays?
Yeah,
the Apollo
live.
Yeah, the Apollo.
The stage show different.
Yeah, the Apollo
was great. I think
Ian's rants, I think, are definitely a highlight of the show.
There's a lot of them. Yeah, so get your paperwork. Nah, seriously.
You had so many great hashtags.
The paperwork one was good.
Yes.
Bro, there was
a woman, on the comedy routine.
It made the news, bro. There was like a story about that. Like
paperwork?
somebody, they had their paperwork together. And all I kept thinking was that's a classic one. I think the pause moment was crazy.
Oh, that was crazy.
That was viral. That went viral.
Viral content. Viral content. Well, yeah, shout out to all of our guests that came on. Shout out to Jim Jones came on. You forget about that.
Angela Yee was on.
Angela Yee, Wall Street Trapper was on. MG the Mortgage Guy was on.
Kiana was on.
Kiana Watson was on.
Yeah.
John Henry.
That
was a good one. John Henry dropped a lot of game. Can't forget about John Henry.
Damn.
A lot of
Mark Cuban.
Wait. Marcus Mondays was on the Breakfast Club. We forgot that.
Well, yeah, that was a highlight for sure.
That was crazy.
That was definitely a highlight. Shout out to Charlamagne. Shout out to Envy. Shout out to Angela Yee. Shout out to the whole Breakfast Club crew. That was definitely a highlight situation.
And what guests you guys want to see on next year? Well, we're gonna step it up. I got a couple big ideas for next year, man.
Yeah, I'm working on something.
Oh, we might be able to pull something off. It's called Another Billionaire. They just emailed us. They just emailed us today. You don't know who I know.
Some of these,
that's a fact.
Please be polite to the billionaires.
Listen, we're gonna go all I want y'all to act stupid so I can will my power. I want y'all to.
Please, y'all.
We have a billionaire. Yeah, I just realized I'll talk to you offline about that, Ian, but we got email today. So
I'm looking at it now. Yeah, another billionaire.
Y'all act crazy when these guests come on next year. You will be banned. Cash cow. Bringing too many duckies to get told no. Y'all better quit playing with me, man.
It's gonna be like this episode was not recorded in front of a live audience.
Shout out
being Bali.
Shout out to Will Smith too. That movie's actually really good. King Richard.
You watched it?
Yeah, I watched it. It's good.
Yo, dope.
Yeah, it is.
I've been watching Will Smith on the Disney channel, Disney Plus. He got a special with Beyond Earth. Yo, one of the most fascinating.
That's on fire.
Yo, watch it. Like we're watching it as a family right now. I think we're on like the 5th episode, but it's talking about like nature. It's so incredible. And the camera work. Will's ill. That's a dope one. Will's he's ill for that.
I heard his book is really good too.
Book's phenomenal.
I heard his book is really good.
Yeah, I didn't get it yet.
Yeah, shout out to Will Smith. Man.
Crazy part, I was supposed to be on set for that movie, and then COVID uprooted before we did the show. Shout out to
King Richard. Word?
Tell you I got work.
That's dope, bro.
Yep.
Then you never know what you're gonna find you done that.
And Market Mondays popped up, and
there you have it.
Yeah. We gotta talk to Will. We gotta sit down with Will.
Well, yeah, for sure.
I'll make a phone call.
Yeah, white table talk, not red table talk.
Shout out to Will. Shout out to shout out to Jay-Z.
Absolutely.
We just gonna keep saying his name, y'all.
Shout out to Jay-Z. Has to happen.
Shout out to Sean Carter.
Has to happen.
Sean Corey Carter. Sean Carter.
Emery, appreciate you.
Shout out to Emery. Shout out to Tata. Lenny, yes. We're putting out a call for you, Lenny, yes. We want to sit on the gold couch and have a conversation. So if anybody knows Lenny, yes, tell him that he's on the cover of XXL too. Shout out to Lenny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Couple guys in the culture want to talk to you, bro.
All right. Well, it's been real, ladies and gentlemen.
My guy don't want to go. My bad. I got sick. Listen, anytime y'all meet me next, I'm gonna have on a whole Bane mask.
Yeah,
I need 50 feet worth of space.
The Matrix Reloaded.
Yeah.
The Matrix Reloaded in 2022.
Jeffrey keeps typing our name in the chat. I'm not sure. Jeffrey, why do you keep typing our names in the chat? Like I keep seeing.
Shout out to Jeffrey, man.
Shout out to Jeffrey, man. We love you, bro.
It's been a hell of a year, man. Next year we coming stronger than ever. Houston, Texas, be on our way.
Okay, you want me to make the announcement, or you want to wait to the top?
Not yet.
Make the announcement.
No, not yet.
Boy, break the interwebs. Listen, stay on my side. I got energy. Stay on my side. Don't cross me this year. I'm begging you. Do not cross me this year. Next year either. Boy. Break the web. All right.
A bad time not to be on this side of the fence, y'all.
Yeah, namaste. Shout out Dave Chappelle. I appreciate you. False Q.
Look, he keeps doing it. All right, y'all.
Peace and love.
Y'all be good. Hug your